Hello lovers. Welcome back to Bullion and Beyond. Today we are taking a deep dive into one of the most interesting coins that many people overlook every single day. The 1974 Lincoln cent without a mint mark from the United States of America. At first glance this coin appears to be nothing more than a common penny. It is small. It is familiar. It is a coin that millions of Americans used in everyday transactions throughout the 1970s. Many people have handled this coin without ever thinking twice about it. Some have tossed it into jars. Others have left it in drawers for decades. Yet the world of coin collecting teaches us an important lesson. Sometimes the most ordinary-looking coin can have an extraordinary story. In certain circumstances, a 1974 Lincoln cent can become highly desirable among collectors, and exceptional examples have attracted remarkable attention in the numismatic marketplace. This is why today we are going to explore the history, the design, the rarity, the value, the collecting potential, and the fascinating details that make the 1974 Lincoln cent a coin worthy of serious discussion. To fully appreciate the significance of the 1974 Lincoln cent, we must first understand the period in which it was produced. The United States during the early 1970s was experiencing major economic changes. Inflation was rising. Energy prices were increasing. The nation was adapting to shifting financial realities. The cost of producing coins was becoming a growing concern for the United States Mint. Copper prices had increased substantially, and government officials were already discussing possible alternatives to traditional coin compositions. This environment created a unique backdrop for the production of the 1974 Lincoln cent. While most Americans were focused on everyday life, the United States Mint was quietly facing challenges that would eventually influence the future of American coinage. The 1974 penny was struck during this important transitional period, making it a small but meaningful piece of American economic history. The Lincoln cent itself has one of the most celebrated histories in American coin collecting. First introduced in 1909, the coin was created to honor President Abraham Lincoln on the 100th anniversary of his birth. This was a groundbreaking moment because it marked the first time a real historical figure appeared on a circulating United States coin. Before Lincoln, most American coins featured symbolic representations rather than actual individuals. The decision to place Lincoln on the cent reflected his enduring importance in American history and his reputation as one of the nation's greatest leaders. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent became one of the most recognized coins in the world. Generations of Americans carried it in their pockets, used it in daily transactions, and stored it away in collections. By 1974, the coin had already established itself as an iconic symbol of American culture and heritage. The obverse of the 1974 Lincoln cent features the distinguished portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. This portrait remains one of the most recognizable images in all of numismatics. Lincoln is shown facing to the right with a calm and dignified expression. Above his portrait appears the national motto, "In God We Trust." To the left is the word liberty, and to the right is the date 1974. Every element of the design was carefully chosen to create a sense of balance and respect. Brenner's portrait has survived for more than a century because of its artistic excellence and historical significance. Even today, collectors admire the simplicity and elegance of this classic design. The reverse of the 1974 Lincoln cent features the Lincoln Memorial design, which was introduced in 1959. This reverse replaced the original wheat ears design that had appeared on the cent for 50 years. The Lincoln Memorial stands proudly at the center of the coin, symbolizing the nation's respect for the 16th president. Above the memorial is the inscription "United States of America" and the national motto "E Pluribus Unum." Below the memorial appears the denomination 1 cent. The Lincoln Memorial reverse remained in use until 2008, making it one of the longest-lasting reverse designs in American coinage history. For collectors, the 1974 cent represents an important chapter within this long-running series. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1974 Lincoln cent is its composition. The coin was struck primarily from copper with a small percentage of zinc. This composition gave the coin its familiar reddish appearance and substantial feel. At the time, the intrinsic value of the metal content was becoming an increasing concern for government officials. Rising copper prices meant that the cost of producing pennies was moving closer to their face value. This situation eventually led to changes in coin composition during the following decade. As a result, the 1974 Lincoln cent stands as a representative of an era when American pennies were still primarily composed of copper. Many collectors appreciate these earlier copper cents because they represent a tradition that would later be altered by economic necessity. When discussing value, it is important to understand that not all 1974 Lincoln cents are created equal. Most examples found in circulation today are worth only a modest amount above face value. However, condition can dramatically influence market prices. Coin collectors use a grading system to evaluate preservation quality. A heavily circulated coin that shows extensive wear may have little premium value. A lightly circulated coin may command a slightly higher price. A coin that remains in pristine mint state condition can be significantly more valuable. The highest graded examples are especially desirable because they are far more difficult to find than ordinary circulated coins. Professional grading services play a major role in determining value. Experts carefully examine every aspect of a coin, including surface quality, strike sharpness, luster, and overall eye appeal. Tiny imperfections that might go unnoticed by casual observers can influence the final grade. Because high-grade examples are relatively scarce, collectors are often willing to pay substantial premiums for coins that achieve top certifications. This explains why some seemingly common coins have sold for impressive amounts at auction. The difference between an average coin and an exceptional coin can be enormous. Error coins represent another exciting area of collecting. Throughout the minting process, mistakes occasionally occur, creating unusual coins that differ from standard examples. These errors can include doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, die breaks, and many other varieties. Error coins often attract strong collector demand because they are unique and difficult to find. The 1974 Lincoln cent is no exception. Collectors constantly search through rolls and collections hoping to discover unusual examples that escaped normal quality control procedures. Finding a genuine error coin can transform an ordinary penny into a highly collectible item. Perhaps one of the most intriguing stories connected to the 1974 Lincoln cent involves the experimental aluminum cents produced during this period. As copper prices continued to rise, the United States Mint explored alternative materials for coin production. Aluminum was one of the metals tested as a possible replacement. Experimental aluminum cents were struck and distributed for evaluation purposes. Although these coins were never officially released for circulation, they became legendary within the numismatic community. Their existence highlights the challenges facing the mint during the 1970s and demonstrates how economic pressures can influence coin design and production decisions. The 1974 Lincoln cent without a mint mark was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. During this period, Philadelphia cents generally did not carry a mint mark. Hundreds of millions were struck and released into circulation. Because of this large mintage, many people assume the coin cannot possibly be valuable. Yet rarity is not determined solely by mintage figures. Survival rates, condition, rarity, and collector demand also play critical roles. While millions of coins were produced, very few survived in perfect condition. Most entered circulation immediately and accumulated wear over the years. This reality creates opportunities for collectors who are able to locate exceptional examples. Imagine discovering a roll of untouched 1974 Lincoln cents that had been stored safely for decades. Such a find could contain coins with outstanding luster, sharp strikes, and minimal contact marks. Collectors dream of making discoveries like this because pristine examples become increasingly difficult to locate as time passes. Every year, more coins are damaged, lost, or removed from collector consideration. This gradual reduction in available high-quality specimens contributes to long-term collector interest. Another factor supporting demand is the popularity of Lincoln cent collecting. Millions of collectors around the world actively pursue Lincoln cents. Some attempt to build complete date and mint mark sets. Others focus on high-grade examples. Still others specialize in varieties and mint errors. This enormous collector base creates steady demand across the series. Even relatively common dates can attract significant attention when they appear in exceptional condition. The 1974 Lincoln cent benefits from this broad collector interest and remains an important part of many collections. For beginners, the 1974 Lincoln cent serves as an excellent introduction to coin collecting. It is affordable, accessible, and historically significant. Collectors can learn about grading, minting technology, design history, and market valuation through the study of this single coin. Every detail offers an opportunity to develop greater numismatic knowledge. Over time, these lessons can help collectors identify valuable coins and make informed decisions within the hobby. The story of the 1974 Lincoln cent reminds us that coin collecting is about much more than money. Every coin carries a piece of history. Every coin reflects the era in which it was produced. Every coin passed through countless hands and witnessed countless transactions. The 1974 Lincoln cent is a small artifact of American life during a fascinating decade. It connects collectors to history, economics, politics, art, and culture in a way that few other objects can. For this reason, the 1974 Lincoln cent continues to capture the attention of collectors around the world. Whether found in an old collection, a forgotten coin jar, or a family inheritance, this humble penny possesses a story that extends far beyond its 1-cent denomination. It reminds us that value can be hidden in unexpected places and that careful observation often reveals treasures overlooked by others. For dedicated collectors, the search never ends. Every coin examined creates the possibility of discovery. Every collection holds potential surprises. And every 1974 Lincoln cent invites us to take a closer look at the remarkable world of numismatics.